Yo, what is going on, y'all? Veer up here. Today, what we got going on, we will be talking about the Philadelphia 76ers, the moves that they have done, the players that they have lost, and where they can go from here, yo. Honestly, I am very impressed with what Philly had to do so far this offseason. Let's talk about it for a little bit. So to start things off, what we found out at the start of free agency yesterday was that they're going to lose J.J. Redick to the New Orleans Pelicans. This is pretty interesting. We have heard throughout the last year or so that Redick wanted to finish his career in Philadelphia. To me, it seemed like it was either the Lakers or the Sixers for him this year. The Pelicans kind of came up as a sleeper for me. I think he's going to really help the Pelicans, yo. I think he adds, obviously, a lot of shooting for that team who, in our opinions, was probably the worst starting lineup for three-point shooting going into the NBA next year. So I think that's a really impressive pickup for the Pelicans, yo. But going on to what the Sixers did add, they re-signed Tobias Harris for a 5-year, $180 million contract. We know what Tobias Harris brings to the table, yo. Averaged 18 a game for Philly last year, shot 33% from the field, or excuse me, from three. If he shot 33% from the field, he would not be making $180 million, yo. I'm impressed with this, yo. Also, they did sign, now this is a shocker for me, they signed Al Horford for a 4-year, $109 million contract. Al Horford averaged 14 points a game last year, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. I'm just shocked that they signed Al Horford, yo. I mean, we know the history between the Celtics and the Sixers, how much Embiid did not like Al Horford and the complaints he had when Al Horford guarded him in the playoffs. So I'm surprised by this, yo, especially Al Horford going from Boston to Philly. Shot 54% from the field last year, 36% from three, 82% from the free throw line. Al Horford obviously is going to be a starter, probably starting at power forward. Joel Embiid will start at the 5. I'm impressed with this, yo. I really am a fan of Al Horford. He's a very solid defender, and I'm interested to see how they work him in the lineup. And now going on to the Jimmy Butler trade that we saw. Jimmy Butler got sent to Miami where he wanted to go in a sign and trade. They got in return Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson honestly had a very solid year last year. He averaged 16, 4, and 4. One of the most athletic guards in the league. I mean, I'll show you guys clips during this whole video, but just take a moment and watch this.
Richardson sprinting by Carter Williams for a gorgeous jam.
Oh, you gotta love it. The bench, everybody on the bench got off. Carter Williams tried to overplay Richardson. Josh Richardson got by a rookie point guard, so they're gonna try to pressure him. And you can see, wow.
Yeah. Josh Richardson shot 41% from the field, 36% from three, 86% from the free throw line. I like this pickup a lot, yo. I think Josh Richardson is a very versatile player, a lot of athleticism. Dwayne Wade was a big fan of him when he was in Miami last season. I'm interested to see how this backcourt with Ben Simmons and Josh Richardson works together, yo. And now looking at a starting lineup of this year, they are looking at a lineup of Ben Simmons, Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris at the 3 this year, Al Horford, and Joel Embiid. On paper, that is a very solid team, yo. You can make an argument that is a better starting 5 than they had last year, yo. I think Josh Richardson, I'm telling you guys, is a sleeper, yo. I think that's a perfect number 2 guard for Philadelphia as of right now, yo. As for their bench can obviously be better. They got Jonathan Simmons. He only played 15 games last year. We remember him back from Orlando when he was a consistent bench player, even averaged 14 in a game back in 2016. Zaire Smith only played 6 games last season. And Jonah Bolden played 44 games last season, started 10 of them, averaged 4 points, 4 rebounds a game. That's their bench right now, y'all. There are still a lot of players on the market out there. I think they would like to try and get some more shooting. You could possibly get players like a Jeff Green, a solid 3-and-D guy. You could get players possibly like Trevor Ariza. You could get him on Shumpert. I'm just throwing out names right now, yo. Marcus Morris, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Definitely veterans, I bet, will be willing to sign with this Philadelphia team. Now, looking at the landscape of the Eastern Conference, I think they're the second best team in the East right now. I don't think Kawhi's going to re-sign with Toronto because, you know, what more do I say? But this is not about the Lakers. It's not about the Lakers just yet. The news is not broke. We haven't heard of Wojbon. But I think it's clear to say that Kawhi will be gone. And I think this gives Philly the opportunity to be the second best team. I think if Kawhi doesn't make that buzzer beater four tap rolling, in Game 7 of the conference semifinals last year, I think Philly wins the NBA Finals, yo. I think they're better than Milwaukee. They were better than Milwaukee at the time. I think Giannis is going to have a really good offseason and improve his jump shot. The question is, can Ben Simmons do the same? Obviously, Giannis showed peaks, or not peaks, but he definitely made his three-point shot a lot better. There was a month span where he made more threes in a game than Jason Tatum did, yo. I think it was March to April. But can Ben Simmons improve his game? I think that's always one of the most important things that not a lot of people talk about in the league is self-improvement. Meaning you don't always have to go and get someone. Sometimes it is just on the players on your squad to improve themselves. Obviously, we saw Joel Embiid very emotional after Game 7 last year, y'all. A lot of people say that could be the best thing that ever happened to Joel, yo. I think right now the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference are the Bucks, the Sixers, Indiana, hold up. I think the 3 best teams in the Eastern Conference are the Milwaukee Bucks, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Indiana Pacers. Yo, I think the Pacers have a very solid team. Malcolm Brogdon is a very solid addition. I think Philly has a little bit of a tier above them, though. You even saw last year in the regular season, Indiana, even with healthy Oladipo, had a lot of problems guarding Joel Embiid. Miles Turner, as good as he did blocking the basketball, he just was not physical enough to control Joel Embiid. I could very easily see a Sixers-Bucks conference finals. I think that'd be very exciting. And I really want to see Ben Simmons improve his jump shot this year, yo. I think that adds so much more for that team. I'm interested to see what type of shooters they get for off the bench, because obviously the 8-man rotation they got right now is okay. It is very solid, but I still think you need more 3-point shooters to space the floor. Al Horford and Joel Embiid, they're okay 3-point shooters for their size, but they're not going to be a Brook Lopez. You know what I'm saying? I think Brook Lopez would honestly be a perfect fit around Ben Simmons, yo. But very impressed with Philadelphia. It seems like the past few years, Philly has really made strides to get to that championship spot where they've been trying to get to. And I think you got to give it up for them, yo. They kept Brett Brown. The players love him. So I'm interested to see what happens, yo. I would have liked them to keep Redick and possibly get Terrence Ross to help them. But I'm very impressed with what they did, yo. Ben Simmons, I do expect him to have a very much improved season last year. Kind of had a sophomore slump. It was tough for him to get involved with Jimmy Butler coming in November. Tobias Harris coming in February. You know, but that's why I got, y'all. The biggest question for this team is who's going to be the closer towards the end of the games. We saw Jimmy Butler was the main closer for that team by far, especially in the playoffs. Can Joel Embiid work on his game? Can he work on his conditioning? Who knows, yo? A lot of questions left to be answered. But that is my recap of the Sixers free agency. Overall, I'd give them an A+ for this, yo. I think it does suck losing Jimmy Butler, but I think they got the best in what they could get in return. And they got Al Horford with it, yo. They re-signed Tobias, got Josh Richardson, and I expect them to get a veteran minimum guy, someone at the mid-level exception to improve their perimeter shooting, yo. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Very solid start to the offseason for the Philadelphia 76ers. Lakers, Sixers in the finals, maybe 2020? Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you guys are new, thank you so much. Love sport, and I thank y'all enough. Stay blessed. All love 2019. If you're out this thing, yo. Peace out. I haven't even checked let's check it. Let's check if the Woj bomb went down yet. I haven't checked my phone in like 15 minutes. This might be it. We might get the Kawhi Leonard. And I got no notifications.